So the average price for a one bedroom apartment, it actually says behind me here that it's like 25 to 5,200. I'm going to say $2,500 a month for a apartment in the US is the average. If you divided that by 30, that would be almost $83 a day that you would pay to live in your apartment. That does not include utilities. That does not include, like if you have Netflix or if you have cable or your cell phone or anything like that. 83 bucks a day in the US if you are paying 2,500 a month for your rent, right? Now the rule of thumb is that your rent should be 3 times your salary, right? That's kind of like the US rule of thumb. So if your rent is 2,500 a month, you should be making about 7,500 at the minimum a month. That will give you enough money for your rent, for social life, for car, all that jazz, right? That is what that's what it kind of balances out to, right? 7,500 you would have to make a month to afford rent at 2,500. That's the suggested. The average monthly salary in Italy is 3,000 euro a month. 3,000 euro a month is the average salary. Now, what can you get in Italy at 3,000 a month? What exactly is the average rent price? Now, this is an Italian site that is popular for renting and for buying properties. It's kind of like the Italian Zillow. Now, if you look, some of these will say 2-room flat, and then some will actually say bedroom. If it says room, that includes like a living room, a bathroom in the bedroom. And if it says if it says 2-bedroom, you actually will have 2 bedrooms in that flat. The average is going to cost you about $1,300 a month. And if you think about it, that's already more than the 3 times your rent average. And a lot of Americans that come to live in Italy, they're either digital nomads, they're doing study abroad, they're teaching English. It's really difficult to hit that 3,000 a month. It's not like how it is in the States. On vacation in another country, you justify a lot of things that would not fly in your regular life. You put money aside to spend $150 to $200 a day on accommodations where back home you only spend $83 a day. You justify sitting at a restaurant and spending a lot of money, drinking an absorbent amount every single day, waking up whenever you want every single day, going zip lining, getting on jet skis, doing all of the fabulous things that we justify on vacation. And you do it because you know that that is a small pocket of time that you've basically set aside for certain things. When you compare that to your regular life, it becomes almost depressing. It's not the healthiest of mindsets because that is not reality. I'm not saying that it's not possible, but I am saying that there needs to be much more thought and much more consideration taken when it comes to living abroad and immigrating to another country. I don't know if this makes any sense, but I just figured I'd share that with you all. It really caught my attention. I'm sorry.